So this is a hip flexor or psoas stretch. I'm in a 90-90 position with the left knee in line with the left hip and the right ankle in line with the right knee. And I'm taking the left arm over and extend it to the side. So I'm opening the space between the rib and the pelvis. Try and keep your hips slightly tucked under and work with your breath. From here, we're taking the hands forward, extending through the back leg, tucking the toes under. And then I try to extend my head forward and my chest forward, dropping the hip towards the ground. If you want to make it harder, you can bring the hand on the inside of the leg and try and drop the hip. Again, this is an opener for the hip. And from here, we're going to just change sides. So you're taking then the opposite leg, the right leg is back and the left leg's forward, tuck the pelvis under, and then I'm going to take the right hand up and over to the side, making sure the body's nice and open and straight. And then you focus your breath in between the rib and the pelvis on that right side. Extending as far as you can and back slowly, taking the hands down onto the ground, extending the back leg, dropping the hips down. Again, if you want to go deeper in the stretch, you take your hands onto the inside of the front leg. Chest extended forward. From there we drop down onto both knees, big toes together, knees apart. Sit the hips back onto the heels, extend through the chest and the back, and just breathe into the belly. And it's a back opener here. From here we're going to do the pigeon pose. It's a hip opener. So you're going to take the left knee behind the left hand, rotate the foot in, and then sit the hips down. Try and keep your pelvis level. Again, you want your chest extended out to the horizon. And then from here we can walk the hands around to that left side, gazing towards the back right leg. Try not to collapse through your chest. And then you can rotate the other way. And again, you're gazing back towards the back foot, but try not to collapse through the chest. Keep the chest open. Back to center. And from here it can be nice to do a little bit of a rock into the hip and just open that hip and breathe. And from here then we extend down onto the elbows, just shifting the weight slightly so the stretch changes slightly. And from here then we come back up, push through the hands, unlock the leg and change sides. And now we have the right knee going behind the right hand, the right foot walking forwards, and then we drop the hips, extend the chest and breathe into the belly. And from here again we'll change the direction, gazing towards the back foot. And then you can walk your hands then back around to the other side, walking around as far as you feel is comfortable. And again, you gaze towards the back foot and don't collapse through the chest. Keep the chest kind of out to the horizon all the time. Breathing into the belly and easing back to center position, and then adding a little rock through the pelvis. A nice little rhythmical move, and then down onto the elbows. And we can change to where the weight is here and change the direction of the force. And again, breathing into the belly. From here, tuck your back foot under, push through the hands, unlock the leg, and again, come back down into child's pose, big toes together, sitting the hips back and opening the chest and leaning forwards, breathing into the belly. Nice back opener. From here, we're going to do a little side opener. So space between the rib and the pelvis often gets closed for people. So you're on your hunkers and you're kneeling back your heels onto your feet, or your hips onto your feet. And you're going to really try to extend that left arm up overhead. And from here, I'm just doing some sweeps. So I sweep the arm down and across the body. And then as I sweep overhead, I breathe in, and then I start to gaze towards the armpit or towards the ceiling. And then I exhale and release down. Breathe in, take it up overhead, and twist and open, and try and focus your breath between the rib and the pelvis. And then we change sides. So extending the arm up and overhead. As you sweep the arm down, then you're going to be breathing in and out, and then breathe in as you take it overhead, gazing towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, breathe in, extend overhead, and again focus your breath in between the rib and the pelvis. So a nice side opener. A lot of people lose space here. And just really work with the breath. And then back to center. From here, we're just going to do some nice simple hip hamstring stretches. So tucking the sole of your foot onto the inner thigh, extending the opposite leg, hinge from the hip, and again try and keep the breastbone forward, so don't completely collapse down. And then you grab wherever's comfortable, whether it's the calf, the knee, the ankle, the foot, And once you're in that position, you work with your breath, then you can start to drop your head down. And again, work with your breathing. If your leg is shaking, then ease back. And then nice and slowly out of the stretch, change sides. And left leg's out. Right foot is on the inner thigh. I engage through the tummy. I hinge from the hip. Try and keep the shoulders forward. And again, you grab wherever you feel you can grab, whether it's your knee, your calf, your ankle, or your foot. And breathe. And then when you feel you're in a good position, then you start to drop the head. And again, work with your breath work. And then nice and slowly ease out of the stretch. And then we're just going to come back onto the low back and bring the knees in towards the chest. And here I'm just hooking the hands under the knees and I'm just pulling one hand at a time, alternatively up and down. And it gives a nice rock in the pelvis. Helps to relax those muscles there. And then we're going to go into some twist actions. So I needed space, I need to move over. Hands are in a T-shaped position on the ground and I'm dropping the knees to one direction. Keep the opposite shoulder on the ground and then you twist your head to the opposite side. So it's a nice spinal twist, and then I try to breathe in between that space again between the rib and the pelvis. So keep the shoulders grounded, go to where you feel is comfortable. If you feel it's not challenging enough, you can bring the knees higher towards the armpit. And then, as you can't really see there, but I extended the feet then so that my hand could touch my toes, but you don't have to if you don't feel it's comfortable. So you find your level, whether it's just the bent knee position, whether you raise the knees or extend the feet. And then to come out of the stretch, we reverse those actions. And again, nice little rock into the pelvis, nice breath work here and just relax. Hands out into T position. And again, you're dropping the hips to one side, the knees to one side, twisting the hips. And then the head, twist it to the opposite direction of the knees. Keep both shoulders on the ground. And again, if you want to extend, either bring the knees higher to the armpits and then extend the feet if you have that range of motion available to you. Again, we breathe into that space between the rib and the pelvis, and then we reverse out of that. If we went through the advanced stages, you reverse out of them, hook the knees, and finish with a nice gentle rock to the side to side, nice little back release.